What up, what up, what up? Thank you for tuning in to the Swish Masters Podcast, and thank you to our sponsor, SS96. Visit ss96.net and use the promo code Swish Masters for 15% off. Yeah, that's right. You heard me right. 15% off on all store items. Hats, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever you need, SS96 has it. Also, don't forget to go and check out that music from Straight Stoner, produced by yours truly. You know what it is, Gut Gang, mobbing, sleepwalking. We out here. Thank you.
All right, welcome back to the Swish Masters Podcast. I'm your co-host QtheGuru.
What's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in. Zay, the executive producer here. What's happening, Q?
What's going on, Zay? There's a lot going on in the NBA offseason. Man, offseason, it's just been like, what, two? But it started Thursday, right?
Started Thursday, yeah.
Yeah. It's too much to cover, man. I mean, this is normally the dream. People that love the sport, cover it. Here. Too much.
Yeah.
I love it though.
It's a lot going on. Yeah.
Love it though. Focus on major things. Heard about the trades that happened. A lot of the rumors that are out there right now. Of course, we'll just have to start with Kevin Durant.
It's messy, man.
It's a lot. Last podcast, you guys saw that we were talking about Kyrie Irving was basically put out a list of 6 teams that he would like to be signed and traded to. Those teams: Lakers, Heat, Mavericks. We talked about it. We concluded it's mostly like Kyrie just trying something to forcing his hand to optimize. Seeing that there are no true shooters out there other than the Lakers, he opted in. And once he opted in, Kevin Durant, the reports were like they're good. There was a report literally out there saying Kevin Durant's committed to the franchise, working through it and that nature.
Yeah.
Then, like, not 24 hours later from that statement, Kevin Durant requesting the trade from the Nets. He went to the owner, Joe Tsai, and asked for a trade. Apparently, he was like, sure. And now the Nets GM, Sean Marks, is working with.
God.
And one other note, among the teams that he would like to go to, some of the favorites, Suns, and Miami Heat, according to Woj. So, all right, your early reactions, Kevin Durant, trade.
It is it's interesting. I love that song "No Sleep in Brooklyn," and I think at this point, the ownership and management team of Brooklyn, they're trying to get a lot of sleep. They don't really care anymore about keeping KD and Kyrie, because it's just been so much drama over the past, well, now 2 seasons, with, you know, Kyrie coming to Brooklyn, KD signing on, getting James Harden to force his way out of Houston, he signs on. Then Kyrie decides he needs to take some time off, vaccine stuff. James Harden gets sick of it. KD gets hurt. They all get hurt at some point. Harden forces his way out, and now we've come to this, where the day after Kyrie signs, Opts-in, he's like, oh, you know what? Forget those 6 teams I was talking about. I'm here. I'm going to play in Brooklyn like I said I would. I would, like I told everyone else that I wouldn't leave KD behind. Number 7, as he referenced. And now, I don't know. It's just super funny that the day after, immediately the day after Kyrie signs the extension, we get the news KD wants to trade out of Brooklyn. Like, how ironic is that? It's really baffling. I was texting my little brother at the time, and I don't even know if I had like gotten an alert or anything, but he was like asking me where I think KD should go, and I was like, "What do you mean?" I think he should. I was like, at that time, I think he should stay in Brooklyn. But that was me not knowing they had requested a trade. And he was like, "Oh, he just requested the trade." I'm like, "What?" So I was just like baffled, honestly. And it's really putting a lot of pressure on him as a player for his legacy, in my opinion. And I'm sure he doesn't really, feel that type of pressure or the need, but I think this puts a lot of pressure on him to, whatever move happens, whatever, if he gets traded, tomorrow or months down the line, I think this is going to be a situation that takes a lot of time, because everyone is going to want something big in return for KD. Well, everyone wants a piece of KD, and Brooklyn wants a lot for him. It's going to be a long process, and he's going to have to play his best basketball wherever he goes, because it's going to look really, really weird if you get traded again, and you don't make anything better. You don't make the situation better. Brooklyn is in turmoil, and it's just wild to see, honestly.
Yeah, this definitely wild to see. And last week, I said that you were talking about what would Kevin Durant traded or to another team. I did say that the Nets have a good piece in Kevin Durant to kind of get a whole lot of assets back.
You did.
But I don't think anyone imagined a scenario where Kyrie's going to opt in and KD's going to be the one. I did not predict that. That's what's so crazy about it. Once Kyrie opted in, we're all thinking, all right, he's good.
It was all good.
All right, it was all good just a day ago. Now, Like the whole franchise is burning down again. And
no sleep in Brooklyn, like bad.
None. And just to be clear, they can get a package just because he has 4 years left on the contract. He signed the extension last year. Get this, he has no opt out. Like, it's solid. So a solid 4 years is not 3 + 1 anything like that. A solid 4 years of Kevin Durant, who is arguably still one of the best players in the NBA right now. So they can get a huge haul. That's why we're predicting this biggest hauls for a superstar. The reason why it'll be one of the biggest hauls in history, because no franchise in history is just going to give up a player of Kevin Durant's caliber just because he asked for it.
Right.
Just because he asked for it. No way he give that up. I'm trying to sit here and think. Just because he asked for a trade, I mean you have to. You don't have to. And the Nets have done every single thing Kevin Durant is for them to do. Him and Kyrie.
Yeah.
So just take a moment here. Let's go back in time with me for a second. The year is 2019.
Uh-oh.
Not that long ago. 2019, okay. June of 2019, the two stars, Kyrie and Kevin, commit to the Nets in free agency. On with DeAndre. Now, KD is going to be out for the entire year because you know what happened to in that previous playoff run with Golden State. Or as a kid, right? He had the surgery for it. Mm-hmm. So since Kevin Durant was going to be out, Kyrie decided to go ahead and get surgery. Well, and Kyrie only played for 20 games that whole season. All right. Now, a couple months later, they fire Kenny Atkinson. Okay, and hire an interim coach who did a decent job, but no, we're not going to hire you. Instead, I want to hire a coach who has never coached before, and Steve Nash. No coaching experience whatsoever.
No head coaching experience.
They go ahead and do that, and then they decide to this is what we want to do. Want to give up Karis LeVert, Derek Allen, 3 future first round draft picks, and 4 pick drops. Right? Mm-hmm. They do all that just to get James Harden, which who they wanted, by the way, to get a big 3 with KD, Harden,
the Scary Hours trio.
Basically, now remember, James played well for the most part, but because the ramifications of him forcing himself out of the Houston team, right? Mm-hmm. Showed up out of shape on purpose, right? He was out of shape at training camp at the start of the season because of that. It was a lie.
Yeah.
Ultimately, all that had an effect on him. So he shows up out of shape. He's kind of injured during the playoff run with the Bucks, and he ultimately decided not to sign his extension. He forces it straight out of Brooklyn, largely because of Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
but this is tough. So speaking of Kyrie Irving, we know the whole COVID situation. I'm not going to go too far into that, but he made the decision to not get vaccinated to play for the team. Eventually, the Brooklyn Nets decided to, hey, don't be a part of the team. Don't be at team practices. Need someone who's part-time playing.
Yeah.
However, they changed their mind. Play halftime anyway.
Yeah.
So Harden being upset with everything. Harden forces himself out of Brooklyn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Traded to Philly for Ben Simmons, who has a back injury that keeps him out for the rest of the season.
Not to mention, he was already out for the entire year.
Good point. So to further that point, right? Smart move, right?
Right.
Last but not least, the Nets get swept by the Celtics. First round, last playoffs.
Also, the team that they dominated last year in the first round,
Right.
and that Boston Celtics team made it to the finals this year.
Good. And KD's Warriors made it to the finals too.
And KD's Warriors,
it's
Kyrie's
bad.
Celtics.
Exactly. So both of your former teams made the finals.
Yep. Very bad. Very
And then
bad for business.
It's bad. Then Monday, Kyrie was given permission to. That's just a wide overview of like exactly what these two have accomplished. And remember, KD, we're so focused on Kyrie and games he's played. I think we're forgetting that Kevin Durant hasn't played that many games either.
Yeah.
The Nets
true.
literally paid him to sit on the bench for basically the whole first year.
Yeah. They did.
And now, after playing 90 games for the Nets, remember, just 90 games. 90. He demands a trade. This does not look good. And remember, Durant was the one who urged Brooklyn to sign Kyrie. He's the one who urged them to get James Harden. He and Kyrie urged them to get DeAndre Jordan. Play him instead of Jared Allen. Really. The Nets have done everything y'all wanted them to do. Ask for the coach and Steve Nash. They gave it to you. If you're the Nets, you've done everything you do to keep your superstar happy.
Oh, absolutely. Everything and then some.
So whose fault is this? Because again, remember one of my worst fears was this. That this team would be just like the KG Paul Pierce Brooklyn Nets of old. These superstars on the team try to win the championship now. But it didn't work. In fact, this is about worse. Because you had 3 superstars on this team. Like legit.
Yeah.
And what do you have to show for it? What do you have to show for it, honestly?
Nothing.
Okay, make one playoff series win. I mean, in 3 years.
That's
terrible.
basically nothing. To have the talent that they had and to make the moves that they made as an organization and to only say that we won pretty much a first round playoff series, not even this year, but the year before, is terrible. Especially when we're talking about Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and at one point James Harden. And they couldn't play. Another stat, just to make this even better. I don't even think KD, Kyrie, James Harden last year played 30 games together. I don't even think they played 30 games. I think they may have played 20 or so games, and then some of the playoffs before Kyrie got hurt, before James Harden went down. Also, with Kyrie being out for vaccination issues and Harden being hurt, KD having to shoulder the load, That led to more injury, which led to him not playing, so many games. That's why he only played 90 games too. It is Brooklyn. I think who was I watching the other day? I think Jalen Rose said like the difference between like the Celtics and the Nets. Ime Udoka, as a first-year head coach, challenged his players. Steve Nash did not challenge Kyrie, did not challenge Kevin Durant. It didn't matter what, the organization did to make them happy. It still wasn't enough because as an organization, they were more so focused on let's make sure we get them what they want. Listening to these three guys, and now they are pretty much leaving you high and dry. I'm not saying it's their fault completely, but as an organization, as a, management group, you have to, at some point, put your foot down with some of this stuff. They let a lot of stuff fly, and I don't think really any other organization in the league is gonna let you fly with so many decisions. And I get it, you know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to be working with your players, but you aren't working for them. Like, they aren't the ownership. They aren't general managers. They're players and they have good perspective, but at the same time, I'm not going to KD and being like, you think, all right, what do you think? Who do we sign? And then you sign this guy and then he gets hurt or he doesn't play or it doesn't fit. Like, you as a basketball mind, as an organization, have to make these decisions. And then too, these guys, man, I don't know. It's a big part of it to me. I put the blame on the organization for just letting them kind of run wild. And then another part is just Kyrie and KD kind of making these decisions without, consulting with the group, more so like, oh, this is what we want. And I'm sure there's more to it than we know. But from the outside looking in, it looks like they were making more decisions for management and ownership than the actual people that own the team. So that's my take.
Good point. It's also the fact that this happened this way further proves that, all right, KD really wasn't talked about that report.
We did. Yeah.
That this kind of proves that he was definitely signed throughout all this. But they talking to him after the playoff run. So bad. And to not even go to Sean Marks about the trade, you went to the dude above him. You went to the owner to ask for a trade. That says something right there too. Just you can just have access to the owner like that.
I mean, rightfully so.
I mean, they should know he's KD, but at the same time, that shows you just honestly, if you have a request for the team, go to the GM. Go to the GM. It's the order to things now. It's the right way to do things. Go to the GM first, and then if he doesn't like whatever.
I'll say this. I think even like just going above the dude's head is his job to.
It's just the owner said yes. It's just the owner said yes. You can't say no at this point.
Yeah, it just kind of looks like it looks, I'm not going to call it a snake move, but it just looks it looks bad as a, somebody you're supposed to be in line with. Like you said, there's an order for things. And even with it being KD, I watched one of his interviews or a podcast, I think, and he was talking about back in OKC, he didn't really build a relationship with ownership and management. Right. So I get it. Like, he probably has over the years, he's smart. He's got businesses outside of basketball. And now, he probably has a more so relationship with the ownership. And I mean, if he's confident enough to just go straight to him, I'm sure he does. But out of respect.
That's what I'm saying. There's an order to things. You're not just going to go. You may have the best relationship with the owner or still the company you work with. You still have to follow a procedure.
Yeah.
Still got to follow it. And the fact that you don't follow it, feel like, oh, I'm above the procedure or the order of things, tells you about the organization, its dysfunction. Now,
It's so
the
much
owner,
dysfunction.
if the owner really is good at delegating tasks, like, hey, did you talk to Sean about this? Or, oh, ask Sean, he's him.
Yeah.
You know, so like, just the fact that didn't happen that way, that could mean something. But either way, it's just a bad look. And honestly, honestly, a lot that I've been hearing the past couple of days is, okay, run again. It seems like whenever there's adversity, KD's gonna run. That's this trending story right now, or narrative, as far as KD's goes. And before all this happened, he was looking like a good dude. We weren't thinking of him in a negative way for this, right?
Yeah.
We were thinking, oh man, you gotta deal with Kyrie. I don't know what he's gonna do, you know? Now, if he stuck out this year with Kyrie and Simmons, honestly, they have a good squad. Healthy Ben Simmons, healthy physically and mentally Ben Simmons, physically healthy Joe Harris. You got Seth Curry coming back.
Yeah.
Lost Drummond in free agency, but still, you have pieces there. You got Patty Mills, up with y'all. Claxton. Yep. So you have pieces there to compete,
Build around at least.
and possibly be a favorite this upcoming season.
Yeah.
So I think the main thing we're all wondering is, okay, what happened 4 hours?
Well,
what happened? Like, what discussions were KD and Kyrie having? That's the speculation, right?
That's another thing. Another thing I've been seeing about those two specifically is that they don't want to be in Brooklyn, but they're not against playing together somewhere else.
That's the other thing I forgot to get to. Yes. So that means, okay, when the news first broke.
So they are talking.
Exactly.
Maybe.
So when the news first broke, we were like, okay, he's done with Kyrie now, maybe, right? But then we get the report saying, oh no, he still want to potentially play together. Okay, so it's not their relationship. So what is it? It's just that, oh, we want to do this again, other franchise, potentially ruin that franchise. So I mean, if you're a franchise, why would you try to get Kyrie? Unless you're desperate enough. There's only one team that's.
Yeah. Oh. Yes, I do. I mean, on one hand, I'm like, why not? Because it's Kyrie Irving and it's Kevin Durant, so it's like generational talents. But like you said, on the other hand,
only if they play.
The drama.
If they play, they're generational. Listen.
If they play, yes.
Kyrie's been hurt. Kyrie takes days off. Whenever he wants to. For whatever reason. That's the thing here too. If they play, they're getting older.
Yeah.
KD did not have the best run last song. Yeah, he kind of showed up in game 4, but he ain't look too good.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're forgetting about that too. Forgetting about how he take you.
From some of the reports I've like heard about, or just the things I've heard about Kevin Durant in general, is that he is a guy that's gonna, if he doesn't like a situation, he's not gonna be quick to come out and say it, and he's gonna just try to like play through it. Like earlier in the year, I think there were some questions. Like there was a lot of times when I think we've talked about on here that he's like, oh, I just want to go hoop. I just want to go play ball. And I think genuinely he does. But I think there's also an escape method to dodge these other things about outside of the actual game. He's like, I don't want to talk about management. So I'm just going to I'm going to focus on my job. which is respectable, but at the same time, it's kind of as I hear these things about him and like how he deals with them and things I've heard about in past situations, like how he isn't like always around the team and stuff like that, or he's not going to be outright and say, I don't like this, let's do something about it. He's gonna like stick it out and then he makes his decision. Like, and I that's kind of like with Golden State. I think Steph. Yeah, I was watching I think it was Draymond and JJ Redick on their podcast together, and he was talking about how Steph was kind of like caught off guard because he was on his way to, I think he was going to Asia flying, and all of a sudden he got the news coming back that KD was signing with Brooklyn, and it's like, dang, So it's not like it's a new thing, and it's I think that KD isn't really gonna publicly address things like that. He's gonna, at the end of the day, I respect it. You have to do for you, but when you're so involved in an organization and you are making decisions, it looks bad now that you've done all of this and you're like, oh, you know what, do over for me, but you guys deal with this mess. Yeah, that's why it looks so bad.
That's why I was just about to say the reason why that doesn't really apply to this Brooklyn Nets situation is because he literally made all the decisions, like you just said. So where's the accountability here? Oh, okay, I'll give you. Okay, Golden State, you actually won with them. You did your job. Played out your contract. That's fine. Okay, you even played out your contract at OKC. That's different. You didn't control all the moves. Prestige was over. Golden State. The Brooklyn Nets, that was yours. It did every single thing you wanted to do.
Yeah.
All this is his fault.
I'm not gonna say
they mortgaged the future of the franchise for them.
I'm not gonna say it's solely him, James but him and Kyrie.
Fine. He and Kyrie, fine. But you gotta believe that the Nets were listening to.
True.
He could put a stop to this. You see Kyrie's not playing. You see that this is causing tension in the organization. Players. You could have put a stop to this by maybe pulling Kyrie to the side, say, hey man, blah blah blah. Apparently y'all tight like that. Talk to your boy then.
Right.
No. That didn't work out. Push for James Harden. Right?
Yeah.
But ultimately, you chose Kyrie over James Harden. Think about it. Because that could have been remedy too.
Yeah,
but no, he's had enough of it. That foolishness to force himself out. And I can see why. But
I get it.
But and when Kyrie does play, he disappears right along with you the most. So this is definitely your fault, and not even giving one more run. Oh, remember the report was, oh, we're gonna stick to our 4-year commitment. Oh, no, we're not.
That was when Kyrie said that in Boston, and then that very next few months of the summer he was gone. It literally is the same situation, and now Kevin Durant. It's just this is a bad look for him. Honestly.
Terrible look. And he better not go to out. let me go back to the team that was desperate enough.
Okay.
If the if the Lakers somehow get KD, Kyrie, LeBron on the same out in the process, AD, there's no way you can do that and keep AD. There's no way. I think I have to at least get rid of AD and rest if you're gonna do that to make that work because of the contract situations. But however, they somehow do that. I don't know, man. It depends on if they can play, because sometimes they don't even play. LeBron, sometimes I don't know. If they stay healthy, and I don't know, man. And that's still not going to help KD's legacy. Because right now he went to Brooklyn to try to prove, like, hey, I can lead a team. I can be the bus driver. Right? But, it's not going to help you because for the Lakers, that's LeBron's team. No way he's going to go back to Golden State. I heard that crazy thing. I was like, no way he's going to go back to Golden State. But the more liable things are Phoenix. So I could be with a sign and trade DeAndre. Booker's off the table now since signed. So he's off the table now. So, okay, Aiden for sure. And maybe Miles Bridges. No, not Miles Bridges. Michael Bridges. Thank you. So that could potentially work with a lot of picks. Maybe. I don't know. Then you hear about the Grizzlies, right? Maybe give up Jaren Jackson, be some other their young players, have picks. But I don't know how far are you going to really go with the Grizzlies. I don't see that either. Now the Heat, okay, but then he puts a report out there saying, "Hey, I'm only going to play with the Heat if y'all can keep Kyrie, Bam." Which is impossible. all the viable solutions are like have to get Bam. So I'm wondering, what do you think was going to happen here? Whatever team you go to, they're going to give up a whole bunch of assets you were hoping to play with.
Yes.
Do you forget this is how it works? That's how trades work. Give and get.
It is a strange situation for him, for a player of his caliber. You know what I mean? Like a top 5, when healthy, playing type of player, to have requested a trade, but really you don't have any power in it. Like, you know, and I hate to bring this up. I'm sure, you know, it's a comparison always in what we talk about with basketball. LeBron, for instance. In every situation, he's been in Cleveland, he's been in Miami, he's been in LA. He has a nickname, La GM, right? He has a stake in the team, and he's a basketball mind. He's not making the moves, but he's in the front office kind of helping, and they're gonna rely on him to do stuff. But he has the power to pretty much pick and choose his destination if he were to want to go anywhere. Like when he signed, you know, deals in Miami for just not even long term.
Yeah, the story. He's the one that really started that. Hey, just sign short-term contracts or power as a player to choose. Let's choose them. And once it's honestly smart. But the only thing is it's a risk if you have like a career-ending injury. But knock on wood. Yeah. But yeah, he's the one that really started that process.
Yeah, and compared to Kevin Durant, now you're in a situation where you just like, all right, you've pretty much had all the power in Brooklyn.
Yep.
You sign off for 4 years, and you don't have any power. You just requested a trade. So now,
I just
now
realized,
they can do whatever. They can sing. They don't even have to send you to your preferred destination.
Exactly.
They can just send you anywhere to get you out of the way.
Exactly.
And there's nothing you can do about it. It's so baffling to me that you're that type of player, but you have little to no power in where you go from now.
None. Because I just realized, yeah, you're right. He has no trade clause and no player option.
So wherever you go, like you said, you're locked in.
You're locked in wherever you go.
You have no other choice.
Unless you decide to sit. I don't see KD sit.
I don't see him sitting.
Like you said, he loves to hoop. I remember the
That's
NBA
one
lockout.
thing I can say.
Remember during NBA lockout, man was still hooping. So,
oh yeah, Rucker Park, Drew League, man, it was a fun time that year.
It was fun, like different players and one teams, and it was cool. But yeah, what is he expecting here? They'll give you. He might go to. Oof. I don't know, man. I wish the best for his situation because you asked for the trade now. He may end up going to like terrible
shipping Sacramento. He gonna make the playoffs. I'm just kidding. Sacramento's
dumb,
but
man. They ain't gonna do it.
But yeah,
they're not that smart. They're not gonna do it.
It is just a terrible situation for him to make this decision. One, and then two, you really have no. At the end of the day, you don't really have any say in what happens next.
Nothing. You can't control where you want to go. They're not going. All right, the Nets is better not do something so stupid. Even to let him go where he wants to go, for Lil to know like when there's a better deal. Because again, guess who has all the Nets picks a couple years? Because they can't even tank now. The Rockets.
Yeah.
The Rockets have all those picks and the pick swaps. You can't even tank. So that means you got to at least try to be competitive without KD or Kyrie.
Otherwise, you're just dealing with Kyrie's new opt-in salary. You're dealing with Ben Simmons' salary. It's rough out here for them. And I have no idea. You know, like you said, they can't tank. They have to do something. And this is just a bad situation. Like, to be in his position and then the Nets as an organization to be where they are right now, I don't think I've ever seen anything this bad. In my history of watching basketball, I don't think I've ever seen anything this terrible. We thought James Harden was bad last year or 2 years ago at this point. This is Ben Simmons. Like, it's not on the level of, it's not the same situation precisely, but it's as far as the damage, it may be worse to me.
Listen, I just need to know. I just need to Nets and not do something so stupid. I got so upset just now. I'm plugging my mic, man. I was so upset just thinking about it. They do something so dumb as into like trading him for hardly nothing just to get him where he wants to go.
You would do yourself an injustice.
Man.
Yeah.
Fire everybody. Fire the whole front office, man.
They'll move back to New Jersey. Brooklyn won't even have a team anymore if that's the case. I would just be like, yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm interested to see where he winds up. So as a Heat, you're a Heat fan, so you have to give up Bam, sure. Probably. Oh, would you give Tyler Hero for that too? Because Tyler Hero maybe. So you probably have a core of Lowry, Butler, and AD.
I don't see that working, honestly. And if we're talking talent wise, oh man, it would be great to have KD, but giving up Bam, giving up Tyler Hero, any other, pretty much we have to gut out a lot of pieces anyway.
Robinson maybe.
We would have to give up a lot to get him. It's to me, it's kind of like a repeat situation in Brooklyn. You're gonna give up a lot just to get him, and then
Pat Riley not gonna play no games though. You gonna do what he says. Like,
yeah, if he comes to, that's the other thing I was about to get to. Like, Heat culture, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to be on it for sure. Like, there's no other option. If you come to Miami, you have to be about that system, that type of environment. And I don't know if at this point, KD is like committed to that. And like I said, I just think that will put us in a repeat situation of what just happened with Brooklyn. You gave up so many pieces and shipped this many people out. And given it's not going to be the same because Pat Riley and Nick Harrison, like the whole ownership team, management, everybody, they're going to be solid and they're going to stand on the ground when it comes to what they want and getting assets. But it's still like you're going to give up a lot of depth. Miami just lost PJ Tucker. He signed with the Sixers. So that's just going to give up more, to me, cornerstone pieces. Now, like, if he comes in and he's like a MVP type season, and that's a big if. That would be great. But I don't know. I can't really, as a Heat fan, I can't really trust that. I feel like I can't trust him. I know what he can do on the court, and I think he's a top 5 player in the league when he's healthy. but the trust is not there. I can't really get behind it. I'm like, I'd rather stay away from it, honestly.
Do you feel the same way if that was like LeBron? Pat Riley said you got to be on the mat for LeBron or something like that. He said.
Yeah.
So do you feel the same way if this was like LeBron we're talking about?
If LeBron was trying to return to Miami, I think it's a little different in this situation.
I know it's because of the 4 years. I'm
saying like he has history, you know what I mean? Like this.
So
this
organization. So you think that would work better?
I would rather. You know what I mean? I would rather if that were the case, yeah, like absolutely.
Yeah.
But
and I think the reason is this though, because LeBron has proven that you can his own.
I feel like he's going to be reliable at the end of the day. I mean,
good point.
He just started physically, like durability wise. He just started to like show that he's human. You know what I mean? Like he missed some games in the past couple seasons, but it's his 20th season.
That started once he got to the Lakers.
Yeah,
that's when that started. Because before that, we were like, man, LeBron has really no major injuries, anything. We're like, this man is superhuman. When he had that growing injury, we were like, man, this is keeping him out for a long time. This is LeBron now. Like, yeah, we can see that he's declining a little bit now. Still performing. So,
and that's saying a lot when we talk about. I know we talked about AD before the podcast, but talking about KD, talking about all these other guys, LeBron's going to year 20, and he's missed way less games in 20 years than Kyrie, than KD. Like, that says a lot. And on the other side, there's a respect there that he's going to be open and honest, and you got to understand his moves as a GM. You know what I mean? But with KD and Kyrie, it's just like, you don't know what to expect. You got to be on your toes all the time.
See, don't get me wrong. LeBron made mistakes too. I particularly remember back in the Cavs.
2010. I'm deciding to take my talents.
Not that one. I'm talking about when he came back. Basically, all the names. They had IT on the team. Derrick Rose on the team. Dwayne Wade on the team. And stuck with it. He was like, okay with them trading a lot. That he asked to get. So at least he stuck through the situation, you know? I mean,
true.
It's so different. I mean, yeah, you know KD is not but this is so bad. And I heard, let me go on and get this out the way. This came up again. Some of these reporters out. The Oklahoma City. Do not trade for Kevin Durant. We moved on.
No reunion?
No, moved on. They're talking about, because there's so many stars they can't trade for. Because, you know, again, have to be competitive. Rockets on. Especially their future here. So you have to be competitive.
Yeah.
And the arguments were, and try to get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Try to get Chet. It was basically like getting number 2 pick, all-star, potential all-star in Shai, and some other draft picks from OKC, which we have loads of. Got the assets. We got the assets to get wherever we want. That's how we could. Are we gonna do that? No. No, sir. I just want to go and get out the way. No, sir. Stay the course. Got our player that we want to get. Got to wait one more year. One more year. Starting to hear his name more now, though. Just starting to hear his name more now recently.
You've been on him for like the past 3 or 4 podcasts.
I have been on him for a while. I noticed him since last year. Yeah. Victor Wembanyama. This is the man we want. Our next KD, so to speak. And of course, we got all the picks to try to get him. I am not mortgaging our future. Trying to build an OKC to get Kevin Durant, who left us, for a team that beat us.
Definitely.
Didn't say a word of Russell Westbrook. So like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I am good. I'm ready to see what team he goes to. But yeah, those of y'all that said that suggestion out there for OKC to do that, no, that is not what we want as fans. I'm an OKC fan. Most OKC fans will agree with me. You don't want that.
I agree with you. And I'm not, I like messing with you about 2016, but I completely understand, man. And and
this had nothing to do with 2016. Really, it's all about he moved on. We trying to build something.
For sure.
We build. We're not in the buying season. We're still trying to get all the talent and people to try to build a team. Man. And right now, it's looking good. Got Shea, got Chet.
Yep.
We doing good. We just re-up Lou Dort. Like, doing our thing out here. So, no. Yep. I don't want to touch KD. Russ either. I've been hearing reports about that too. No. I love Russell Westbrook. Nah, I mean, he could be a salary dumping spot, true. But, trying to build we're good. We hope we still wish the best for Russell Westbrook, but nope. Yeah, don't want KD, don't want James Harden if he supposed to be talking with the Sixers right now. But if he decides to not talk with the Sixers anymore, trying to go somewhere else, don't all OKC. Good, we're good. My dreams of OKC gone. Good. Promise I'm good. Anyway. We'll see what happens with the Kevin Durant stuff, y'all. This is crazy.
It's an ongoing situation. We'll be monitoring it for sure.
Yes. Maybe he'll go to your Heat.
I wouldn't count on that, but we'll see. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so talked about that. There's also some talk about too. We kind of already talked about Kyrie. He's obviously market as well. The Lakers are really looking at Kyrie, trying to see where will KD be. Obviously, you don't really know much about all, but kind of touch bases on it. I don't know any last things you want to say about Kyrie's situation and all this, other than it's his fault too.
Yeah, it is his fault. In combo with KD. I'll just say this. If the Lakers manage to do what I've been hearing, like the rumor is that they want to get KD, Kyrie, LeBron. If they manage to do that, I'm as an NBA fan, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna feel like we felt when KD went to the Warriors, but like worse. And I mean, I don't think they will. Honestly, I don't think they will even win. If that
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they will.
I don't think they would mesh. But if it happens, it would just be wow. It would just be bad.
I'll be watching it for the drama.
What is this? Yeah. Basically, it's gonna be like it's not even about basketball. It's just like what's going on with them? Or is the locker room good? Are they having team dinner? Like, do they talk to each other? Who's the leader? Like, it's just gonna be drama.
We all know who the leader is. Based on how Kyrie's been glowing about LeBron the past couple of weeks, so
he had a good situation in Cleveland.
So one day we gotta have a conversation about Kyrie Irving and going back to his decision to leave Cleveland and what he's done since, because it's not looking good for his legacy right now. We've had conversations about Kevin Durant. His legacy is kind of set overall, but as far as like, where he is among like the greatest of all time, that's to be questioned right now, because I think a lot of us agree right now Steph Curry is ahead of him. So it's tough.
Yeah.
Tough. So let's talk about some trades that happened recently. The Celtics actually pulled off a trade that we both thought was definitely needed, because you remember we both were talking about, hey, all they need point guard, right?
Yep.
They got themselves a guard. So Rose reported that the Celtics sent Daniel Theis, Aaron Nesmith, Nick Stauskas, Lee Fix, Juan Morgan, and the 2023 first round pick to the Pacers. And all four, again, Celtics have a load of young players and assets, and I want to give that up. Pretty good. You get a guy in Brogdon who hopefully he can stay healthy. Stays healthy. That's another defensive guy that can switch. Guy that can. Marcus Smart has been doing a little bit better, playmaking wise. I still think Jason Tatum is still the best player, but upside is only if he stays healthy. That's the main. So, how far does this trade take the Celtics for you?
I have to cue up the SpongeBob paperclip and rubber band meme for what the Celtics gave up because other than Daniel Theis, no one they just named was playing in the finals really,
right,
or really in the playoffs at all. But I think this is a great pickup. Like you said, we were talking about the Celtics needing a point guard. I think it helps them definitely. Honestly, I think the conference is going to be a little bit tougher this year. I think that guys are going to be a little bit more healthy, come back and play a little bit better. So the conference is going to be tougher, but the Celtics should be, well in contention for, getting to the finals at least. And Brogdon, like you said, if he's healthy, it boosts them up a lot. It boosts their chances big time because not only is he a significant playmaker and he can switch, he's got size as a point guard. I think he is at least 6'5", if not taller. He's a tall point guard. He can switch. He can make shots. He can make the right plays. And this takes a lot of pressure off of the other guys. Like you said, like Marcus Smart was a decent playmaker. But when you bring in Brogdon, if you move Marcus Smart to the 2, he now has to really just focus more so on the defensive end, which is where he makes his money at. And honestly, he can kind of turn into more of a 3-and-D player because the ball doesn't have to be in his hands so much. And we saw that he can make shots. If you were to shift and make a lineup of Brogdon, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Al Horford, whoever, or Williams, whoever you want to throw in there, that makes it a lot easier. You can play. You still have a significantly tall lineup, but you also have a true playmaker in Brogdon. You can run a lot of pick and roll, pick and pop with Jason Tatum. He doesn't have to make so many plays or whatever, or vice versa for Jaylen Brown. I think it's big. I think it's a great pickup for them. And it should be able to give them a big shot at contending for championships.
Shout out to Brad Stevens, man, because he saw clearly what the team needed. Now I got someone that could fill their need because we talked about it. Finals, those turnovers, terrible.
Yeah,
Some of the worst turnover percentages I've ever seen. So, gotta get someone doesn't mind moving the ball, doesn't have to take the shots. This is a guy for you. He's willing to give up the ball. He's a tall guard. He's 6'5". So got versatility already with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. They can switch and guard whoever.
Yeah.
And now you add Malcolm Brogdon to that. And whoever you want at the 5, if you want to space the floor, Al Horford. If you got like someone that's right on the inside, Williams. Also depends on how much he may regress for next season. But, you still have a solid start. The starting 5s.
Yeah.
So, it should be a really good and seamless fit. And again, the only thing is this. He's got to stay. He's had... Remember when he won Rookie of the Year?
Mm-hmm.
Like ever since then, just
Yeah.
but to get Brogdon, I'm gonna give up like some fringe rotation pieces and some like other players. Like this is still a good good trade for the Celtics. Like you said, to just give that up for Malcolm Brogdon. Good trade. Very good trade for the Celtics. Those need potential is there for them to do something really. Love the trade for the Celtics. We'll see where they go, and I think they can get back to the finals because of this. Definitely, especially what's going on in the East right now with the Nets. they definitely have a chance to get to the finals. We just have to see what these other teams in the East do. But for right now, they're favorites in the East. It's including the Bucks. I mean, it's between them and the Bucks right now. Look forward to see what the Bucks do as well. So, between those two teams. But
Gotcha.
another trade that happened that was kind of a blockbuster, honestly. I don't know how they pulled this off. I don't think nobody was thinking about it. I mean, we all heard through the grapevine that this dude would be available. But I didn't think he'll go to the Hawks. Talking about the recent, well, he was a candidate for most improved. But Ja won it. He could have gotten the award too. But first time All-Star this past season. He could potentially be a candidate for a Defensive Player of the Year. Want to look closely at his stats. I mean, this dude is an amazing defender. To honest, this is what happened. So the Hawks sent a 2023 first round pick that they got from the Hornets. They also sent their own 5 and 27 first round picks to the Spurs in this deal. This deal also includes a first round pick swap for 2020. So below the picks for Murray, the Hawks also traded Gallinari, Spurs. And right now it seems like he's going to be bought out. Spurs. I think he did get bought out already. So that's basically what happened. What's your reaction to this trade? And also they got Holiday.
Justin Holiday.
Yeah, Justin Holiday. Yeah, I need to be clear. Sure. There's so many different holidays. Yeah. Yeah, Justin Holiday. Brothers, for sure. Yeah, definitely shout out to them. So I guess I can mention that move real quick before reacting to all the moves, because it's all kind of leads up to what's going on for sure. So like Atlanta traded Kevin Huerter to Sacramento for Justin Holiday, Mo Harkless as well, and a future first round pick.
They give up DeAndre Hunter?
I don't think so. Let me make sure. I hope not. But
because that's gonna affect what I'm about to say if so.
Based on what I see right here, nope.
So they kept him?
Seems like it.
Okay.
Yep. Just gave up Herter, and it seems like Sacramento just gave him Justin Holiday, more Harkless, and a future first round pick. What happened? All for Kevin Huerter.
I don't think it's a bad move necessarily for Sacramento. They're trying to build something out there. They got Sabonis. They got
Aaron Fox.
They
recently signed Malik Monk. They got Herter. They remember they got Murray from their draft pick before, so
yeah,
they're trying to do something with these wings that they have there. But to give, I don't know. I really like this move for the Hawks though. But you can go ahead.
I think it's a good move too. And the Spurs really did DeJounte Murray a service because they were clearly in rebuild mode, which is weird to think about because for most of our childhood and adult lives, the Spurs have been a dominant organization, but they're in rebuild mode right now. So shout out to them for giving DeJounte Murray a chance to be out, and go into his prime competitive for a chance to be competitive.
Yeah.
It is a great pairing of DeJounte Murray, Trae Young, John Collins. You know, to keep John Collins in this, that was big. That was a big way to big move to pull off. So I think it's a great trade. This gives the Hawks a little bit of relief for Trae Young, pretty much. I think they'll probably be in the backcourt together, starting, obviously.
They are, for sure.
And I think DeJounte isn't necessarily a shooter to me, like a three-point shooter.
No,
he's created his own shot.
Yeah, he's not on Herter's level as far as shooting.
No.
Not at all, but he gives you so much more, though.
Yeah, but I think that's a good thing because what they needed, and plus the other assets like Justin Holiday, who is a catch and shoot type of guy, this works because they needed someone to kind of be a secondary playmaker or initial playmaker in this case, because DeJounte can make plays for his teammates. He can create his own shot. He's a wiry 6'5" point guard / shooting guard who gives them, you know, some help when they're switching on the perimeter with Trae Young. And he's pretty athletic. So I think this is a great pickup for them.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really good pairing to see how Trae and DeJounte work out. Plus, like I said, I think with them keeping John Collins, and now they bring in, you know, some other assets like Justin Holiday and Mo Harkless. That gives them a lot of guys that can, you know, do a range of things.
Yeah.
So I like it. That's a good pick.
Yeah, I like
good trade.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm mostly thinking about the versatility they have on defense, because you have Trae and Kevin on this floor at the same time. Those are two defensive liabilities. Now, you have a better chance of helping out Trae. Everyone else can kind of.
He's not as exposed.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and then Trae may be in mismatches where he won't have the advantage offensively. Murray gives you a chance. Right guy. Good playmaker to his own shot. No, he's not better than Trae, I know, but like still, it just gives you an option whenever you do counter something like that. Yeah. Mo Harkless, he gives you length as well. He can shoot, but he's not like the shooter like Herter is. And I think none of the best shooter in this trade that we're talking about was Kevin Herter.
Yeah.
Justin Holiday, like you say, he's a better shooter than Murray. Gives you some things offensively and defensively too. So they got some good pieces coming off the bench for him. And this increases their depth a little bit. And to still keep John Collins, it's huge.
And they kept Bogdanovich.
Yeah, and Hunter.
Yeah.
So they have a load of good. And score, DeAndre Hunter came out late in the season. Remember, but if he can keep that scoring pace up, the Hawks dangerous, man. So this move, all these moves, really do move the needle for Atlanta. Hopefully, they'll get to the natural playoff, like, you know, go on another run. The year before last, they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Hopefully, they can at least get to the second round this time, you know. So it's interesting to see. I like these moves. I was very surprised, and to be clear, Pop did sign off on the Murray trade. He did put that out there.
Respect.
Pop knows what's going. Let's just see what Pop is going too.
Yeah.
I don't see him as a rebuild type of coach, you know. I mean, he can build cultures and stuff, sure, but man's older, and I don't know. I'm so used to seeing Pop compete. I'm not. I'm so used to seeing him like just there for.
Let me ask you this: What's gonna be weirder, not seeing Pop coach or not seeing LeBron play? Because both of them, I don't know if we get too many more years with them. So what's gonna be weirder?
Good point. Robin for me is just Robin. Seeing him on the floor some. That'll be them. Honestly.
The playoffs were weird this year, huh?
Playoffs are still good, but
they were good.
It's still good. It's you still used to having LeBron in it.
Yeah.
Or talking about him. I mean, people still talking about him throughout the playoffs. Still. No, it's still weird. No, we've been seeing the Spurs kind of out of it for a couple of seasons now. It had DeMar DeRozan. Still went up to par. They had him and Lamar. Ever since Kawhi left.
Yeah.
Basically almost like a rebuild mode for them. It's just now it's like more official. All right, we about to sell everybody. Going to get these picks and trying to build for the future.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, good move. Good move for the Hawks. Good move for the Spurs to get those picks. Because again, it does have a chance to not work well. Doesn't, you'll have a chance to get a high draft pick along with your own too, because the Spurs are not gonna be that good either. So good trades all around. This is the sweepstakes for Victor Wembanyama. I'm telling you, everybody's trying to tank and get these picks to try to see if we can get Victor. I'm telling you, it's gonna work though. Got it. Okay, so you got it. Now this is a big thing I want to talk about, man. Last week we talked about the Jazz doing the rebrand.
We did.
With some ugly jerseys I've ever seen.
Terrible jerseys. D-Wade would not be on board. They went behind his back for sure. I'm still on that. Just saying.
Terrible. Before I get into, shout out to Brian Windhorst.
Yes.
Shout out to the man. Shout out to that's the true guru right there. He literally predicted what was going on. So Utah, they traded Royce O'Neal out the blue before Kevin Durant. Obviously, if you look at that move alone, it's a pretty good move. They increased their depth, and it's pretty good for Brooklyn.
Definitely.
However, turns out bad move because you're about to rebuild and you lose some more picks. I mean, now Utah has a good pick. I'm just, man, it's terrible. Anyway, this news just broke yesterday, right? It's been a long couple of days.
I don't know if it was Thursday or Friday.
It's been long, man, but this was a big trade right here. Rudy Gobert is gone. He's going to the Timberwolves for a bunch of different stuff. Okay, so
a lot.
This is a lot. So let's be. All right, Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, Walker Kessler, Barry Vanderbilt, 2023 first round pick, 2027 first round pick, and all those picks are unprotected. It's amazing how they got that. And the top 5 protected first round pick in 2020. Minnesota paid a healthy price in draft compensation for a 30-year-old center who offers nothing for you in terms of shot creation. He just gives you some defense, but before I start talking, man, you go first, bro. No way. I'm sorry, bro. I can't.
Do your thing, man.
This deal is dumb, man. Is Rudy worth that much? Yo, what are y'all doing? 3 unprotected first round picks for Rudy Gobert?
But there's more to that.
And you give up Malik Beasley
and Patrick Beverly.
Was this going on ESPN bragging about y'all?
No, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you have this, but real quick, I just want to say,
go ahead, bro. This is
it's so funny that what was it, 2019? The quote about Patrick Beverly saying, "Tell us, Steph, oh, you had these past 5 years, but the next 5 are mine."
Right.
And in the 5 years, he's been traded like 5 times at this point.
Exactly. And you see the tweet he put out?
No.
You see the tweet he put out? Oh,
What
man. Yo, he was like, it's been real, Wolves. Now I'm about to
go handle business. Oh, yeah.
I saw
that.
Like, really? Really? You gonna take another team to the playoffs, man? Oh,
crazy,
man. Bro. Okay, Rudy does have 3.
Yeah.
He does have that. He does have something, but what makes this kind of bad is that he has a player option. So basically, you got him for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And you give up that much, and you're not that good. Yo, this team is. You give up all that draft compensation for this player. I wonder if they regret the move now, because you could have had a chance to get KD. Just right there. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Am I lying? All that stuff they gave up for Rudy Gobert. And okay, so
yeah, this
is weird, man. Let's focus on Utah is clearly having a fire sale because you gave up Royce O'Neal for Airfront. They claim they want to build around Donovan Mitchell, but I'm sure about that. If y'all go watch Brian Windhorst's thing, Wendy's segment on First Take, he recalled us to go back in time to when Danny Ainge was with the Celtics, how he traded away KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, star pieces to rebuild. Celtics where you are now. Clearly, right now, it seems like the Jazz are probably doing it. Honestly, who can blame? Really around that. Really. My answer is no. Right now, and that's no offense to Donovan Mitchell. I think he'd be good second piece, second option, third option, something. The primary, clearly, because that didn't work out. He gave us some good moments. I particularly remember the battle between the Nuggets, Utah, with Paul Murray and him. That was a good showdown to watch.
I love that.
It was awesome to see. It was awesome to see, but still, that's just not your guy. So Utah, and you gotta think about him. And Horace also brought this up. Why did Quinn Snyder really leave? You know, this kind of makes sense. I'm not gonna stick around for a rebuild. This is not what I'm here for. So, all this makes sense. Utah seems to be having a fire sale. I guess I spoke this to existence. Said blow up the franchise. They blowing it up, man. They literally blew up the franchise with the rebrand. And now they're giving them away.
For Utah fans.
I guess so. And now they got rid of Rudy Gobert. Man,
this is crazy.
Now they're saying maybe Donovan Mitchell go to the Knicks. I don't know. What do you think of Utah? We'll touch on the Timberwolves in a second, because I got to talk about them. But what do you think of Utah right now?
I think Utah is thinking that this is 2K in real life, because they've made new jerseys. They didn't have a coach. They just got a coach, I think. They traded away Rudy Gobert for many draft assets and got, you know, it's a weird look. I don't even know, other than Donovan Mitchell and, you know, the names we just spoke of in the trade, Mike Conley, I don't know of any other players that they even have. I don't know what the move is, what the mastermind move is. Besides, like you said, if I'm thinking about Danny Ainge and what happened in Boston with KG and Paul, I don't know. And this doesn't make them better. It wasn't working already with Donovan and Rudy, but this didn't make them better to me. And they gave up Royce O'Neal, who I think is a Swiss Army knife type of player who can defend, make shots, big in moments. It's to me looking like they're trying to retool around Donovan. That's what the headline is, but I don't see this being the end of their moves. I think Donovan, if he doesn't say anything, be like, get me somebody good out here in Utah, already not a big market, he's gonna be the next person to force his way out. And I wouldn't blame him, because what have you done to help me? Help me. You know what I mean? Kevin Hart, help me. But I think he's good, and he's had some injury issues the past 2 seasons. Like the last time we were like, oh, Donovan Mitchell, all-star, clearly superstar in this league, was in the bubble 2 years ago. And like I said, injuries, but also just the team hasn't really been in a position where he can flourish that well. And I don't know. I like Donovan Mitchell a lot. I like him as a player, I like him as a person, but I can't really. I think I said it too. I don't think I can see him being the number one option on a championship team, or a team that's trying to contend for it. Yeah, Utah is playing 2K and they're making a new team. To me, that's what I think.
Yeah, we're on the same. This is clearly fire sale. Get rid of it. Because why else? Because Royce O'Neal is a good player to have around Donovan.
You don't have Joe Ingles anymore.
Exactly. So like your moves don't even make sense if you build around Donovan. If so, why give up Royce O'Neal? And why not get a good player back for Rudy Gobert that can actually help Donovan Mitchell? Because that players that got in return at all for Utah. Really doesn't. So yeah, Utah is definitely probably just about to.
They're getting in the tank wars with you and your team and the Spurs. They're trying to get your boy, huh?
Probably so. Yeah, that's not going to work either, because OKC, we good. So now I want to get to the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
This is our last topic for. What? How does Rudy Gobert help the Timberwolves? I mean, yeah, defensively he helps you. Okay. I guess the lineup will be again. Now,
as of right now,
because you don't have Beverly anymore,
they will have D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards. They kept Jaden McDaniels, which was something they wanted to do.
I agree with that.
Karl Anthony Towns and Gobert in the middle.
Gobert at the 5. I do like the aspect of Cat at the 4. That'd be very interesting. I think that'd be very interesting. I think it'd be very effective at the 4. And the Wolves do need better defense, but nothing offensively. The good thing is that Cat can be on the outside, so Rudy can have all the space inside. I'm just not a big fan of this move. I'm not. And I think you gave up entirely too much. Rudy Gobert, who's 30 years old, gives you nothing on offense. I mean,
yeah,
that's my deal. I
don't want to hear Rudy Gobert getting mad about not getting touches, because now
he's gonna get nothing. Yo.
You better hope that D'Angelo Russell finds you in the pick and roll, if that. But I I agree with you. I don't think he adds anything offensively for them. Defensively, yeah, he can be an inside presence.
I mean, we know that.
They need that.
Yes, he's a
They
former
need that.
defensive player of the year. Yeah, they can do that. But like,
Spacing wise, I don't know. Even with Cat, if he plays on the outside,
yeah,
to me, Cat, the way he played in the playoffs, I talked about this. I am so it's infuriating to see him trying to call for the ball at the top of the key, clogging up space, taking a dumb contested shot, or he's driving in, and it's gonna mess up spacing to me, even if Cat plays the stretch 4 type role or whatever.
Yeah, but
I don't like it.
Yeah, like you said, good point. If he do want him to be more in the paint, he can't do it now.
Rudy has to get out, and he can't shoot. He's
just gonna be
exactly.
So good point. Very good point. So now, because we both think Cat would be more effective inside, we compare him to Joel Embiid and how Joel Embiid had an MVP caliber season because he was both.
Right.
So Cat definitely has the capability to do both. Now he definitely can't Rudy Gobert in the clogging up the lane.
It's a clunky fit.
I don't like it. They should have tried to get someone else that can space the floor for you at the floor, like someone like an Al Horford type who can space it but still provide good defense. I'm not saying they could have got Al Horford, but someone on that level instead of Rudy Gobert, I think that would be a better fit. No, I don't like the Wolves. I would like it more if they didn't give up so much. Three unprotected first, and your team is not going to be that good to not be in the lottery. This team could be in the lottery pick again next year. It could be in the lottery pick.
I would say that they should be making the playoffs, like at least play in.
But I don't trust them to.
I don't either.
So that's what I'm saying. That's a bad move. Now you only own your pick. If you do get a lottery pick, it goes to the Jazz. So that's why I don't like this move. I don't get why some. Oh, there's this article that said it was a good move for him. I don't get it. I think they gave up entirely too much. I can see not 3 unprotected first. No, at least protected it. And okay, you got to pick swaps. I don't like it. I don't like all they gave up. It's too many. Maybe. This is like the haul you'll see more of a haul like this, but something similar like this for like Kyrie or AD, on that type of level. Rudy Gobert is not on that level to me. Okay, maybe get a first round pick or 2, but not 3 unprotected and some pick swaps and all these other players that could have helped your team.
That's a lot for someone who isn't gonna really make a difference on both, maybe one side of the ball. And he's a great defensive player. You know what I mean?
3-time
on the
defensive
inside.
player of the year. Yes.
But in today's league, and you're playing small ball, we saw what happened with LA. We saw what happened with the Clippers. We saw what Terrence Mann did to this man. I don't like that. I don't think that's a smart move if you're Minnesota. And like I said, the spacing is just going to be weird.
To let this man be your primary target. There's not anyone else. I would have rather had Miles Turner.
That would have been
good.
That would have been way better.
He can keep Miles at the 5. It doesn't matter. 5 doesn't matter. Miles has the ability to go for you. To pair him and Cat, I would love that team more than this move right here. And he could give you some defense on the other end, like not defensive player of the year, but he gives you enough to improve your defense. To give up all that for Rudy Gobert.
I agree with you. I think that they could have given up less for Rudy Gobert, and like if in that situation, like a Miles Turner, he's not a all-star, so to speak. But I think overall,
he's a fringe all-star. He has some injury issues, but he can potentially. He's a good caliber, role player for you.
To me, he would be a better fit because
Right.
Rudy Gobert is gonna potentially make you better defensively, but on the other side, I feel like that creates problems if you're not, a lob threat and catching some pick and roll passes from D'Angelo and Ant, and also Ant needs to get to the rim.
Point.
So, are you going to be able to get out the way? Are you going to be able to, help him make plays and catch the lob? Or I don't see Rudy doing that. Miles would be able to stretch the floor. He could play inside, outside. He could block shots. He's a tall, big guy. I don't know. And they probably, just like Rudy, they wouldn't have to give up a lot to get Miles Turner.
No, say the Pacers were willing not to give up Miles, they'll give him up for right there. So, for all those reasons right there, this is a terrible move. I don't get it. Just gave him too much.
And just to be fair, maybe we're a little bit biased when it comes to Rudy Gobert because of what we've seen from him, and we
gave him credit for being Defensive Player of the Year. We said that. I just still think that's too much.
Yeah, I'm just saying for the viewers out there, if you're a Rudy Gobert fan, Jazz fan, Timberwolves fan, if you disagree with us, that's all it is. That's just perspective. But let us know in the comments, man. Like I'm looking at articles and stuff, and people sound like, oh, 5 great takeaways from the Gobert trade, and I'm like, I have to see it play out. And people sound like, oh, they got the best lineup. I'm like,
no, they don't.
They were supposed to have the best lineup in basketball last year when they had D'Angelo, Ant, Cat, who else was it? Pat Bev and I guess McDaniels was starting. They were supposed to have one of the best lineups in the league, and it didn't work out. They're still young, and they don't really.
Wasn't even known at that point. We knew he'd be a good prospect. You can't hear that coming out season this past year, but there's no guarantee he'll keep that up either. Hopefully he does. And the main thing is Cat. They just gotta figure out who they want to be. They gotta figure out who they want to be the offense. Who's gonna be the primary? Ant. Cat. Because I say this, Ant has more of an alpha dog mentality. Cat does. So
yeah,
Ant might just force himself to has that mentality.
Yeah,
Cat has been in the league for so long now, and it doesn't seem like he has moved the needle as far as his own legacy goes. Now, bad team, So.
Especially if Cat continues to play the way he played this past season or past seasons.
Right.
Yeah, it's not going to be his team.
It's
already borderline it's Anthony Edwards' team, because a lot of people think that already. And I'm like, I'm trying to see if he can be the player I thought he would be. And right now it's looking like no, because he just plays. He doesn't play smart basketball.
I say this too. He hasn't had the benefit of having a solid coach to really help develop him.
Yeah.
Like he probably could have. So we have to think about that too.
That's true.
Overall right now it's definitely been bad. As a basketball. He had high hopes for him. Came out. Draft.
Yeah.
So you remember it's between him and Jahlil Okafor. I don't know where is he now? I don't know what he's doing now, but
he's probably out of the league.
Probably. I don't know. I feel like he was last on the Pelicans. I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
I don't know either. Sacramento.
Yeah. Anyway,
somewhere.
Yeah, this trade. Yeah, you just have to see.
D-.
Yeah. Utah, I love this trade for you if this means you're doing a fire sale. If you're not doing a fire sale, right? If you're not doing a fire sale, I like this trade for you, Donovan. Get no one to, you know what I'm saying? So if they're doing this to retool, great trade for Utah. Not, kind of a bad grade. I give it like a C plus probably. But Minnesota, no matter how I look at it, man, it's bad. E minus this trade. One reason I'm not saying the F because Rudy does give you something, not offensive, defensive.
And maybe they'll prove us wrong. Maybe it'll work. But
maybe I don't see
from
it,
the outside looking in at this point, from what we know, what we've seen, B minus, like off the bat.
See it. I don't see it. But before we head out, talk about one more thing. This is breaking news that just came out. So right now, according to Chris Haynes, Yahoo, he's a very credible source, very credible reporter. S and the Lakers are actively engaged in trade discussions around Kyrie and Westbrook. Right. Breaking news, reaction to that before we head off.
This is shaking my head. That's my reaction. I heard that this is a thing. Like Lakers have been like, oh, we got to get Kyrie.
Yeah. Even when we just talked about just now, my thing was like this. The report was they were gonna wait to see what happened with KD. The thing is, we're not gonna find out what happens with KD until it'll be a while. But just the fact that they're actively talking about it right now. What does this mean for KD? Does KD okay this? You know? Because what if KD doesn't get traded? Is he gonna play with Russ again? Really?
Oh. They have to make the KD move before. If that's the move, they gotta make the KD move.
That's what first. I'm saying. Like I always thought we'll see the KD move first before the Lakers make.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you're the Lakers, the Nets, they're not just gonna take swap for Russ and Kyrie. No. They gotta get some picks with it.
They want assets for sure.
Gotta get some picks with it, or some good young players with it. So maybe Taylor Horton-Tucker, so Westbrook, first rounders in the future. Because right now, the Lakers, you don't really have leverage right now. I don't know. Because the situation is so bad with the Nets, I'm starting to wonder, do they have leverage here?
Do the Lakers have leverage on the Nets?
To the Nets. Because like the situation is so bad. It's like the teams know you're not going to keep players. So it's like, do they have any leverage at all to get picks that they may want? Because it's like, you got to get rid of them. Because of how this situation is going with Kyrie, it's like teams are not going to take a chance on Kyrie. So it's like the Lakers is your best bet. The Lakers is your best bet. Then what leverage do you have in the trade negotiation? Almost none. So
it's
like, what can you do? I mean, they say no, I'm gonna have to trade anyway. And I guess in that case, it's better get Russ than nothing, because at least Russ is gonna play.
God, this is I don't know. If that happens, it's just gonna be so bad for Brooklyn. Like, if they decide to do a Kyrie Russell swap, you get Russell Westbrook, you get Ben Simmons. What is that gonna look like? I don't know. These two teams.
If Ben
over
plays,
the past,
we still don't know Ben Simmons. I don't know if he'll actually.
Right. Especially now, I'm sure he's
exactly.
Yeah. Oh God, dude. Like, at this point in the game, these two franchises have just destroyed everything that they could have done. Like, we had such high hopes, like just a year or two ago.
We did, man. We were hoping to see like a clash in the finals between these teams. It's never gonna happen now.
Brooklyn and LA, like we were like, oh, this is gonna be this is
just a year ago, man, we were just hyping this up so much. And
now we're talking about. Oh, this is terrible, bro. This is sad. This is sad.
Not even gonna see it. Not gonna see KD versus Russ playoffs. Not gonna see LeBron versus Kyrie in the finals. Man, instead they may work together next season.
If it works, so many questions, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I don't like it at all for either team. And honestly, if Kyrie goes to the Lakers, I still don't see them being contenders unless AD has an MVP season.
Oh, we agree on that. AD has to be, even if they don't do the trade, AD still has to be caliber. It all depends on AD. As far as the Nets goes,
point, I don't know if I can trust him.
Oh no, there's no. I agree with KG. There's no way he shouldn't be a top 5 player, top 10 player. But we're not talking about him that light anymore. You remember it used to be a debate between him and Giannis? Now it's not even a debate. Not at all.
Hands down.
He's not even top 5 right now. That's a shame because he has potential and the talent to do it. So we'll see how it goes with him. I hate Opts-in. You can't take it back. I hate they did that. I do.
Yeah.
This is the man over Dwight Howard. Dwight had a more dominant run. Got totality of? I mean, yeah, of course I know AD is a better player overall, but Dwight had run.
Dwight got his team to the finals.
That's what I'm saying.
As the guy.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
At least he got him there. And he
contributed and doing stuff. No, it was after that. Ever since after that, he was in LA. That's when his career started to decline. And AD's been battling injuries almost all his whole career. But no, let's not make him a top 75 player. No, it's stupid.
Not Klay Thompson, who's won 3 NBA championships. And
right. I'll be more okay with that. AD. Or
yeah, for sure.
Conversation too, but him too. He hasn't really. And these media people out here, man, they have to. If I could ever talk with them, I would ask him, why did you pick this player over this player? You know what I'm saying?
The old media or the new media?
Good. That's another conversation. Old media. It was the old media that picked these folks.
Yeah.
But let's tune in to Swish Masters Podcast. We'll give you more updates. Agency news going again. These potential off-season trades that may happen, but yeah, man, there's a lot going on. So make sure y'all stay tuned.
Yeah, definitely. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back with some more crazy news, I'm sure.
Definitely.
There's a lot going on, like you said, and I hope we get some good news out of all these crazy trades and free agency signings. Before we get out, just a quick favor I want to ask from the subscribers. Thank y'all for watching. Everyone tuning in. Continue to subscribe to the Swish Masters Podcast, but also the music that you hear in this podcast, I created it, I produce it. It's all original, and I'm building my own producer credits brand up. Head over to YouTube again. Subscribe to Swish Masters and also subscribe to Xzequtive Productions. I'm putting out a lot of different content in the next few months. Coming up with some playlists, some type beats. All the music you hear here will be available as well. And, I invite you to my creative space. So I appreciate it. Thank y'all for, rocking with us, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.
Definitely check out his music, man. He's a mastermind. He's a mastermind behind all the audio that you hear. So definitely check him out. Again, you can find us on all podcasting platforms. And appreciate y'all. We'll be back next week. Peace.
Yeah. What up? Thank you for tuning in to the Swish Masters Podcast, and thank you to our sponsor.